Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Gauranga, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. बोलिए हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
हरे कृष्णा। Bhagavad
Hare
Gita,
Krishna.
chapter 9, most confidential knowledge, verse number 13. So I would like to dedicate today's class for the benefit of the whole congregation in the pandemic situation. Rasaraj Prabhu is there, or Nanda Gopal Prabhu? They want to bring the sloka on the slide, or no? I have no idea. So Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 13. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim asritaha bhajanti ananya manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. It seems like there is no
We
slide
can
here.
open our own Bhagavad Gitas. I have it open online.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So I will read it and then you can
You can
repeat.
say the first line and we can repeat.
Thank you, Mataji. Mahatmanastu mam partha
Mahatmanastu Mam Partha
devim prakritim asritaha
Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha
bhajanti ananya manaso
Bhajantyananya Manaso
gyatva bhutadim avyayam.
Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam.
Mahatmanastu mam partha
Mahatmanastu Mam Partha
devim prakritim asrita
Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha
bhajanti ananya manaso
Bhajantyananya Manaso
gyatva bhutadim avyayam.
Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam.
Anyone want to read from Prabhu side and then Mataji? If not, then
Mahatmanastu Mam Partha
Mahatmanastu mam partha
Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha
devim prakritim asritaha
Bhajantyananya Manaso
bhajanti ananya manaso
Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam.
gyatva bhutadim avyayam. Anyone? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so word by word translation. Mahatmanah, the great souls.
Mahatmanaha, the great souls.
Tu, but.
But.
Mam, unto me.
Mam, unto me.
Partha, O son of Pritha.
Partha, O son of Pritha.
Devim, divine,
Daivim, divine,
Prakritim, nature,
Prakritim, nature,
Asritaha, having taken shelter of,
Ashritaha, having taken shelter of,
Bhajanti, render service,
Bhajanti, render service,
Ananya Manasaha, without deviation of mind,
Ananya Manasaha, without deviation of mind,
Gyatva, knowing,
Nyatva, knowing,
Bhuta, of creation,
Bhuta, of creation,
Adim, the origin,
Adim, the origin,
Avyayam, inexhaustible.
Avyayam, inexhaustible.
Translation given by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So one more time. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Purport. In this verse, the descriptions of the Mahatma is clearly given. The first sign of Mahatma is that he is already situated in the divine nature. He is not under the control of material nature. And how is this affected? That is explained in the 7th chapter. One who surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, at once become freed from the control of material nature. That is the qualification. One can become free from the control of material nature as soon as he surrenders his soul to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the preliminary formula. Being marginal potency, as soon as the living entity is freed from the control of material nature, he is put under the guidance of the spiritual nature. The guidance of the spiritual nature is called Devi Prakriti, divine nature. So when one is promoted in that way by surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one attains to the stage of great soul, Mahatma. The Mahatma does not divert his attention to anything outside Krishna because he knows perfectly well that Krishna is the original Supreme Person, the cause of all causes. There is no doubt about it. Such a Mahatma or great soul develops through association with other Mahatmas, pure devotees. Pure devotees are not even attracted by Krishna's other features such as four-armed Mahavishnu. They are simply attracted by the two-armed form of Krishna. They are not attracted to other features of Krishna, nor are they concerned with any form of demigods or a human being. They meditate only upon Krishna in Krishna consciousness. They are always engaged in unwavering service to the Lord in Krishna consciousness. Very beautiful purport. Invocation prayer. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chachurunlitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Yutpadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Visathanvitasya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो कृष्णपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते श्रीरूपस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। So I will give little bit recap. This chapter is known as most confidential knowledge, and chapter is divided into 4 sections. Section 1 is hearing, that is the most powerful qualifications, and then also those who is hearing with faithful, that person will develop the knowledge, and also he will have the reveal the most confidential knowledge. So that's why Lord Krishna is saying to Arjun that hear it very attentively, and then those who are faithless, and they will be put into the cycle of birth and death. And then 4 to 10, Lord Krishna, he is showing his Aishwarya, so that people can surrender to him, like us. Krishna pervades, creates, inhalates entire cosmic manifestations through his material energy. And then also he is the supreme director, but he is not involved in anywhere, and it doesn't move independently. And also Krishna, he remains detached and neutral. That is the best qualification. If we do have something, we are so much attached that and suppose who is the creator of all everything, and how he is not attached, so we can feel, and then we can surrender to him also, because that is the biggest qualifications. And then after that 11 to 25 full neglects bhakti, and the divine don't, and it talks about the duratma, 11 and 12th verse. And there means when he comes, fools thinks that he is an ordinary person, and then they put into the cycle of birth and death. And Mahatma, they do take Krishna's shelter and worship him, and that is described in 13 to 14. Qualification of Mahatma will be discussed in the next verse. I'm not going to touch, maybe I will read the meaning of that. And then it described about the 3 kind of worshippers. Yesterday, Pyari Prabhu was saying the impersonalist means Ekatven, Prithven, and Sarvatomukha. Three type of worshipper. So Ekatvan means impersonally they thinks that I am the God and there is no other God. So they becomes the God. And then Sarvatomukham means they do see that nature is the God only. And then Prithaktvin means they worship ghosts, demigods, and so many things. And one time I was hearing one lecture, it was mentioned in London itself, 5,000 or 500 ghost temples are there, something like that. So it was surprise to me that I thought it is in India only, but it is in everywhere. And also when I was in Purdue University, I met one person, he was worshipping to the some kind of spirits. So he called me, but I was not means comfortable to go to his home. He wanted to show that magic stuff. So, and then after that, glories of devotional service that has been described, 26 to 34. So link between 12 to 13 is that Lord Krishna, he says that, what about those who do? Because Duratma, they don't respect to the Lord Krishna, but those who respect Krishna as he has revealed himself. What he has revealed, he is the source of everything. And then he is attached from there. So it comes, those people are called Mahatmas. Those who do accept Krishna as Krishna has revealed himself. And then various signs of the Mahatma, here he takes the where his protection, he is protected by the Devi, divine nature. He's protected by the divine nature because he has taken shelter to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Srila Prabhupada is quoting from the chapter 7, Devi yesa gunamai mama maya duratya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So by surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is situated in the divine nature that Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport. And then translation of this verse is, this divine nature of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is very difficult to overcome. Especially karta manyate, that is very difficult. Full people, they will accept, but those who are feeling I am the best, and then it is very difficult. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it because they are under the protection of Lord's divine energy. And then they are guided by the Devi Prakriti, spiritual nature, and that is called divine nature. So how people will take shelter? By hearing from Lord Krishna or hearing from the authority, proper place, bona fide place, and then they will hear, we are the part and parcel of the Lord, and duty of the part and parcel is to serve to the wholesome. And then that way it is easy. And how it is easy? Because it has been described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 22 chapter, I think verse number is 34. Yeah, 30, 80, 83, not 34, 84. Root cause of the devotional service means to take the service. Krishna Bhakti Janma Moola hai Shraddha Sang Sadhu Sang. Sorry, Krishna Bhakti Janma Mool hai Sadhu Sang. Krishna Prem Janmi Tenho Punah Mukhya Ang. The root cause of devotional service to the Lord is association with advanced devotee. Even once dormant love of Krishna awakens, association with devotees is still most essential. So that is the most things it will make person to come to the Mahatma level. Why? When they will associate, then how it works, like a small faith is there. It is very soft and shaky faith. And then when they will come, it is called like a Adav Shraddha, means very soft faith. And then when they will come in contact with the sadhu, saintly person, and then they will start the Vajan Kriya. So what faith comes from the faith. And faith means, Srila Prabhupada has described that Shraddha Sabde Vishwasakaye. It has been described in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse number 41. Means those persons having the focused, means Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Reke Kurunanda, means those who has fixed unto the Supreme Personality of Lord. And then others are having the in many branches. Those who have the many branches here and there, they will not be able to achieve. But those who have focused fully, then they will. And how it will come? Because of the Shraddha. So he described that faith means unflinching faith in sublime. Sublime means divya, transcendental. So faith comes from the faith. And it is, we do have inside us to serve to the Lord, but it is in a dormant conditions. So when we do associate with the person who is having the faith, or in other word, we can say that having the Krishna. So when we do hear from him, and then we do develop the love, and it awakens. How it awakens? Like a child is having the propensity to walk, but he's unable to walk. So mother or father or parents, nowadays it has come to the walker also. So then they will try to hold the baby, then baby will start walking. So the same way, sadhu, he tried to see there is a little faith, and then having some attachment towards the Lord, or having some pious activity or good persons, and then they will try to fan slowly. Like when spark is there, when we will try to fan, it will boom. Like no, nothing is going to happen. It will stop there itself. That's why it is required slightly little fanning, so that spark can come into the flame. And that's why it is very important, those who are playing the role, what kind of role that person is playing. Because everybody cannot, if one day if someone is going and talking, oh, I'm doing 16 round japa, and that is our main things. So that person will think, oh, then where I do have time? I don't have time to spend 2 or 3 hours time. So just it is. That's why Srila Prabhupada has given that chant and be happy. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and be happy. So sometimes people will tell, I'm doing 1 time, 2 times, then after that 1 full round of the japa, and then second, third, like that they can go and improve. And sometimes directly they can go to the, depending on what kind of faith they have and what kind of karma they have, what kind of past activity they have done in the previous life, and also from the family where they have born. That also it brings the sanskara. So that family impressions, that also brings to that. So many factors are there. So depending upon, sometimes we are struggling in just only for the 16 round, and some people are going like a very high, very high. So it depends upon where they have left their bhakti, and also how much they have taken the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, and then bona fide persons, and then depending upon that faith, it grows, it increases, because there is a, in the instruction, there is a power to follow the instructions. If Guru or bona fide person is saying something or giving some instructions, it means there is a power also to perform that activities. Srila Prabhupada, he has been given instruction by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur to go and preach to the best. But he was not thinking he is qualified. But finally he thought, no, I have to fulfill the desires of my spiritual master. And I was hearing some lecture, and in the Mumbai, my Guru Maharaj is reading Build Up the Temple book by Giriraj Maharaj. So there it has been mentioned, Jamuna Mataji was saying to Srila Prabhupada that you looks like your spiritual master, then he will know, I cannot be like that. He is at a very high platform. So that you see the humility. So he followed the instructions. And then for getting that power of the instructions, he went to different places to get the samadhis of the our Acharya, begged from there. And then after that, he started his journey to come to the United States. And then after that, started this conformation. So coming to the Mahatma platform by the association only. And in 84, it has been described that Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, that whole chapter's name is Glories of the Devotional Service. So when he associates with devotees, his attractions for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal of the topmost devotees, and the Lord of the universe. And how someone is going to accept him? Because when he will see the quality into the Lord, that what kind of quality he is carrying, and then that person will surrender to him. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this chapter has been described 78 to 80 quality of the devotee. So Krishna Eka Saranam, exclusive shelter to the Krishna. How it goes, that exclusive shelter. So that also it has been described in the same chapter, verse number 95. Madhya Leela 22:95. Bhakta Vassal Kritagya Samartha Vadanya Hena Krishna Chadi Pandita Nahi Bhaje Anya. Lord Krishna is very kind to his devotees. He is always very grateful and magnanimous. He possesses all ability. means he's having ability, he have all kind of ability. And a learned man does not give up Krishna to worship anyone else. So he will worship to the Lord Krishna. So he is always grateful. Grateful means if somebody has turned the screw into the temple room, that also Krishna, he knows that that person has done to me. So he is that much grateful. And he is also very forgiving. Not only grateful, he is forgiving. It doesn't mean whatever we are doing, the nonsense, he forget. No, he forgives us. And we do hold. If anyone is doing nonsense or against to our will, even our will is nonsense, but we do try to hold, oh, this time that person didn't do according to my way. And we hold the grudges and it grows, it grows. If it is not checked, then it goes to completely in different directions. So when that Mahatma knows by hearing from the Srimad Bhagavatam how Lord is grateful, and then after that he surrenders. And at the beginning it has been mentioned he is the source of everything. So Lord Brahma, he is describing that Iswarah Paramah Krishna Sachidananda Vigrah Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakaranakara. And he's saying Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So he goes from here, Krishna, he is the cause of all causes, and he is the source of everything, and that's why I do worship the Lord Govinda. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So when we do hear and from the bona fide place, bona fide scriptures, then we do develop the faith, and also it Lord reciprocates. In Chaturshloki verse of the Bhagavad Gita, 4 verses that describe that he is the source of everything, 10.8, 9, 10 and 11, then that person engages into the devotional service and he feels great satisfaction. Tushtanti cha ramanti cha. And when association is the most powerful things and also most dangerous things. So we have to check ourselves how much to associate, because familiarity breeds through condemns. So we don't have to go up to that much level. So have relationship up to certain level and not to become the familiar, in other words. Especially with the senior people, with the peers, that is fine. And then they do encourage to each other. In Srimad Bhagavatam, I think Canto 11, chapter 3, verse number 30, I think. There also they do describe, encourage to each other. Oh Prabhu, you have given up this sense gratification. Tomorrow I am also going to give up this sense gratification. That way they do encourage to each other, and then also they do feel great satisfaction. And those who are surrendered at the Mahatma stage, so their qualification has been described in Chaitanya Charitamrita itself in the same chapter 22, verse number 100. Let me read that. Most of you knows, but I think it is good to read it. It is called Six Limbs of the Surrender, Saranagati ke Lachan. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshisyasti visvaso Gopatritve Varanam Tatha Atmanikshepa Karpanye Sadvidha Sharnagati. The 6 limbs of surrender are the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service, the rejections of unfavorable things, the convictions that Krishna will be protector, and acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master, full self-surrender and humility. Without humility, it is not possible. And humility, though it comes to the simple person, those who are simple. But before that, it comes to humility. Bhurijan Prabhu, he has written in a Japa book that before humility, it comes to the Danya stage, that I am not qualified, that person. And then after that, humility comes. In improving the Japa, he has mentioned that. So, full self-surrender means when we are going to surrender to someone, it means that person has to be qualified person. It is not to go and surrender to someone else. That person has to have that kind of power also. And Lord is having the ability. In the other verse, 95, it was describing he possesses all ability. So surrender has to be not to the material things. Surrender has to be full surrender to the Lord. And he is the best person to surrender. And accepting things means whatever favorable is there. And rejecting that is unfavorable to the bhakti. Whatever the Lord doesn't like, we have to reject it. And these acceptance, rejections, all those things has to be under the guidance also. Otherwise, we will read something else and feel something else and do something else. Then it will make the chaos in the family also. So there will be kind of problem in the family too. So that we have to, when we are reading, it means we have to discuss with some of the seniors, like Pyari Prabhu, Jiva Mataji, so that we can get the proper answer, not just mental speculations. That's why it is very important to read Srila Prabhupada's book. It is self-explanatory, but sometimes it is also good to understand from the devotee too. And we are lucky that we have Srila Prabhupada's direct disciple. Then after that, in the next generation, I don't know how it will be. So we should try to preserve that. We have a lot of responsibility too. And then having the convictions that Krishna will give the protection. Avashya rakhive Krishna. Rakshisyasi vishwaso. So these are the symptoms. And then Srila Prabhupada, he has given in the purport about that Mahatma does not divert his attention to anything outside the Krishna, because he is fully satisfied. Like if we are eating like a dry, just only bread, and this whole material things is like that only. It has been mentioned one time, I was hearing Radha Govind Maharaj, that time he was thinking, this material world is like a going through the bathroom and passing the stool, how long we can be there? Just pass it and come out. So this material world is like that. And we do feel pleasure in this way. How long anyone can in the bathroom? But Lord is so merciful. In this material world, demigod doesn't try to keep their foot. They will be always on the top of the earth. But Lord comes and he plays. He does everything for us only so that we can get attached to him and develop some loving service so that we can go back home, back to Godhead. So his mind is fully focused on the Krishna. And if he is doing anything, it means it is related to the Krishna. It may look like he is doing something else, but that business will be also related to Krishna. It may look like for us time being, but afterwards we will be able to feel it that it was not what we thought it. And then another point, Srila Prabhupada, he has mentioned about that he is not attracted to any form, only Shyam Sundar form. Radha Shyam Sundar, Vrindavan. So it means two-arm form. That is the most beautiful form. And then also Lord Krishna is saying in chapter 11 at the end to Arjuna, whatever you are seeing, that form is very difficult for the demigods also. So they will get pleasure in that. Lord Brahma is saying, Vedum Kwadantam Arvinda Dalayatacham Barahavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundar Kandar Pakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Soba Govindam Madi Purusham Tamam. So he plays the flute and then see that how attractive is the Krishna. Meaning of Krishna itself is all attractive. And then he performed unwavering service and may not even be attached to the four-arm form or any form of the Krishna. Because Gopi, they were so attached to Krishna that they were not seeing anything else. So Lord is very merciful and also he is grateful. Lord Ramachandra, he is giving his promise. Sakrideva prapannaya tavasmite cha yachate abhayam sarvabhutevyo dadami etad vratamam. Vratamam is doing the sankalpa. Lord Sri Ramachandra said, if someone comes face to me and says only once, my dear Lord, I am yours, I take refuge in your lotus feet, then I take this vow that for time immemorial, I will not leave. This is the Lord, and this is the promise also. Even forget about that Putana, she came to poison him. And Lord is so merciful that he has given the motherly respect. And then she got liberation. But attention here, Putana is there. Just by hearing that verse, Sukadeva Goswami, he was in the forest, and when he heard from the Srila Vyasadev's disciple, and that time he told, from where did you hear? And then he told, they told that from my Guru Maharaj, Who is your Guru Maharaj? Vyasadeva. He's my father. And then immediately he went to receive the Srimad Bhagavatam. So just by hearing the glorification, Lord's Naam, Dham, and then his Leela and Rupa. All are transcendental. But we have to take shelter into the Naam because it is a in Kali Yuga, it is Yuga Dharma. So chanting, whatever we do, perform our service or any devotional service based on the chanting of the holy name. So that priority has to be given to our sadhana, means chanting the holy name of the Lord. Properly hearing one syllable fully, focused way. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So just by hearing full focused way, Srila Prabhupada, he told it is very simple. Just we have to hear. Nothing else. We don't have to do anything. But hearing means full attention. The way we do here, and then Krishna will start dancing on our tongue. And when we do feel that each beat is like we are touching to the lotus feet of the Lord, then it is very easy. And Virgin Prabhu, he has given in Japa book that focus on one mantra, and then you can increase that 2 mantra, 3, 4, then 8, and then go to the 16. So mind is diverting, mind is like a monkey. It goes here and jump here and there. So babies, what they do, babies, their attention is very low. After a few minutes, their mind will divert. So engage them in a simple task. Simple task is just hear one mantra or 2 or 3 like that, or hold the 16 mantra. So when we do here, it goes into our heart, and then in the heart, Lord is there. And then he start reciprocations. And he awaken the love also, because he destroyed the ignorance by Jnana Deepena Prakasman. So by knowledge, torch of the knowledge, he destroyed all ignorance from our heart. So I will stop here. Any question or comment? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice class. So it is kind of difficult to do everything that's favorable to Krishna consciousness in our everyday life, you know. So how do we work on that?
When we will make everything for Krishna, each and every activity, our means what we have to do, we have to change our consciousness. Practically, how much it is applicable, sometimes it is difficult, but we have to bring our consciousness. If we are diverting, then we have to feel that we are really diverting. Then we have to bring back, because diagnose is the most important thing. After that, there is a treatment. Diagnose happened, then 50% work is done, 50% work is to treat. So to know that we are diverting, or our mind is focusing, not going, or we are not putting that much consciousness, then yes. So when we will work for the Krishna, then we will pay the full attention also. We will put our heart also. Like serving to the boss, how we do? We do try to please him in each and every way. The same way when we do focus fully, then yes. And for that, we have to feel his mercy also, how he's merciful and how he's grateful. And he is able, he's having all ability, and also he is very forgiving nature. By knowing all those quality, by hearing from the Mahatmas, then it will become easy step by step.
I think we need to pray for it also, I think, yeah.
Yes, yes. Hearing from Mahatma means that definitely we have to open our heart to receive the mercy. And for that, we have to pray also. You are right, Mataji. In last verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sarva Papa Nasanam, about the means this chanting of the holy name Lord of the Lord Hari is Sarva Papa Nasanam. It destroyed all sinful, and also it is showing the pranam, means I am offering my obeisances to the Lord Hari. He's describing Sutta Goswami. He's offering his prayer. So that gives the mercy.
Right. Yeah, it's
Thank
not
you.
easy, but we have
It
to
is
work
not
at
easy.
it.
Correct. Maybe like having the baby, before that means it was not easy, but step by experience, and then by doing, to you must have come to that stage that to know each and every psychology of the baby. Means your baby, I'm saying that. So, but at the beginning or before that, you must be answers to also that how it will be. So by performing service with full heart, and then Lord's mercy it comes, because Krishna says that whatever my devotee will never perish, and then that time he's saying Name Bhaktya Pranas. He says that whatever they do lack, I do provide, and then whatever they have, he preserves too. So that belief has to be there.
Yes, yeah.
That faith, convictions. That term came that from the convictions. So that convictions has to be there. At least theoretically,
lose faith.
we will
Yeah, we
start.
shouldn't lose faith. Yeah. Thank you.
You were saying, I think I was talking, so it got interrupted. Can you repeat it?
No, you said conviction. We shouldn't lose faith and have that conviction, like you said. Yeah.
Correct. Any other question or comment? Okay, thank you, Mataji. So we will stop here.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai.
ISKCON Ramananda Prabhu ki jai.
समस्त भक्त बिंद की जय. Prabhu, we will have the arti or no? I don't know.